You've heard the term before, sleep paralysis. A strange glitch of the mind that wakes the body too early or too late. Doctors call it harmless, an illusion, a chemical hiccup. And maybe that's true. But then again, maybe it's not. Maybe sometimes what you see in that frozen moment is seeing you back. Maybe you wake to find something waiting at the foot of your bed, in the corner of your room, pressing its weight into your chest like it belongs there. And when you finally move again, it's gone, but never truly forgotten. Tonight we're looking into two cases that were passed off as sleep paralysis by those who weren't there to experience the terror firsthand. But those who lived it, well, they know better. These weren't dreams, and they most certainly were not alone. We'll see you on the inside. Folks, welcome back to Sleep with the Lights On. Today we are diving into one of our favorite subjects of all time, and that is, of course, sleep paralysis. Christian, welcome back to the show.
Good to be here. Let me open this drink because you talked to me and then we started before I...
Yeah, you could actually do that away from the microphone too, to avoid that gigantic spike that you just saw right there that is literally larger than life.
It looks sexy.
No, it looks like a pain in the ass to edit. Yep, that's what it was. It's fine. We're hopefully letting AI do all the editing with these now. It's going to be a test. We're going to see how that goes. So if there's a million errors in it, you can go ahead and blame Tony Merkel for suggesting it to me. You hear that, Tony? Yeah, sending my folks to you now, all right? Butterscotch gang, roll up.
What's the name of Tony's gang?
The Mercs.
That sounds tougher, but it's not.
The Mad Mercs.
I ain't afraid of you, Tony, or your gang.
And we like the things you do. And if we could, we would be you. You're the one and only tiger with its fine frosted flakes, whatever. Guys, as I mentioned, sleep paralysis stories, some of my favorite, some of Christian's favorite to make fun of. You know the dynamic.
Do I make fun of sleep paralysis? I believe that sleep paralysis is a thing. I just don't
you
believe
just believe
that
it's in your head.
No, I just believe it's not a demon. Could be.
But other entities are fine? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe the other entities are in our heads. Do you ever think of that?
No. Why would I think of that?
You ever seen the movie Split?
Yeah, I have.
Great movie.
Is that John McAvoy? Is it John?
No, it's not John McAvoy.
What's his name? It's something McAvoy, isn't it?
It is McAvoy. James McAvoy.
James McAvoy. James John, come on.
Did you give it?
Who's John McAvoy? That's the person too, though, right?
John Malkovich.
Oh, are you sure you're not thinking James Malkovich? Yeah, that's fine. You sure you weren't thinking the Sons of Thunder?
Thor?
No.
I don't know what that is. Is that a band, a Christian band? That would be a good Christian band name.
It's a name that was given to a couple disciples before they were disciples.
Which ones?
John and maybe James. I can't remember.
I was just talking about Paul the other day.
Classic. What is it that he doesn't exist? Because that seems to be the weird theory that's going on these days.
I was talking to a person who was his namesake.
You were talking to a Paul about Paul?
Yeah.
Great disciple.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for half of the Bible, dude. New Testament, I should say. It's fine, guys. We're going to get in one of these sleep paralysis stories before we go on to our new show called Faith and Folly, where we discuss and oftentimes just argue about biblical views.
Like the fact that there's the New Testament and the Old Testament or the Bible. There's two different gods in there. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Just joking, folks.
Get them. Huh? Butterscotch gang. Roll up.
Oh my gosh.
Intimidating.
Now you got to do that.
No.
You got to do that because there's a great rap song that has roll up.
fruit roll-ups. It's fine. Yeah, it's like the least intimidating thing, like gang and call up to your gang. Like, don't make me sick the butterscotch gang on you, all right? Anyone that talks shit is just going to be met with the elderly. You like geriatric folks?
Let me tell you about World War II and the Korean War and what we did to the enemy.
No, it's fine.
And then when they tell you that, you're like, Grandma, what the hell?
What the hell?
I'll kill them again, too.
Wow.
I don't know why Grandma was over people in World War II and the Korean War, but
I don't know. But I'm interested to see how many times you can say on this video.
Oh, I'm sorry.
To get us demonetized.
No, we're going to test the new editor.
Yeah, it will bleep. It might bleep that out. That, right? Just kidding. Let's get into this story. It's called Let Me In. This first line in this story is actually a great opening line. It says, Chris never believed in ghosts.
My name's not Chris.
It is, but...
well, for one person out there, it is. You know who you are.
Shout out to Jose. Anyway, he didn't believe in demons, spirits, or anything he couldn't see or touch. Can you touch air, Chris?
You can smell air.
I'll give you some air to smell. It's fine. Okay, so he was a warehouse foreman in Bakersfield.
Oh,
yeah, great choice.
Ooh,
that's where I used to play hockey all the time.
I played there too. Bakersfield is like one of the worst cities in the United States.
Okay. Have you been to Anchorage?
It's Bakersfield's worse, man.
Okie doke. I don't recall almost running into 1 million homeless people in Bakersfield, but that's fine.
A few meth heads, maybe.
Yeah, that's fine. Anyway, lived alone in a modest 2-bedroom rental near the train tracks. His life was normal, uneventful.
Not if you live there near the train tracks.
Until it wasn't. It started with the classic signs, waking up in the dead of night, unable to move. At first, he blamed it on stress or exhaustion. Paralysis lasted only seconds, maybe a minute. He'd read about it online, figured it was just one of those strange biological things, just one of those things, folks. You know how it goes. No big deal. But then came the voice. It wasn't loud, it wasn't clear, but it was there. A low, gravel-thick whisper that hovered somewhere in the darkness of his room.
I thought you were going to say it was Adam Levine.
Adam Levine?
Yeah, you said the voice.
No. This is the... No, it's fine. Adam Levine's a pervert, too. Can't prove it. Actually, you know what? I think we can prove it, right?
Everybody's a pervert,
He's been called out for being a pervert.
Everybody's a pervert, man.
Yeah, just like Jared Leto. All the heartthrobs.
He's a cult leader.
And a pervert. That's fine. Look,
there's no proof.
Half of my favorite musicians are perverts.
You know that's why they got into music to begin with, right?
To be perverted.
Yeah, it's
sex,
drugs, and rock and roll.
Yeah.
It's in the title, man.
No, it's not.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Different title, not
sex
this
doesn't
title.
have to be perverted, Christian, all right?
If you're a Christian, it does.
Wow. Oh, just all the weird tropes of Christianity coming in hot. It's fine.
My name's Christian, man. Why do you just automatically assume I was talking about Christianity?
Because that's all you ever talk about. But it's fine. We're going to go ahead and get this story before the camera's cut off for us talking for 25 minutes and only 3 minutes of a story. But
I'm waiting for the story.
Mm-hmm. Here it comes. It didn't speak words, not at first. It rasped, groaned. Sometimes it sounded like it was trying to imitate a voice, but couldn't quite form the language. One night, he distinctly heard it draw out his name twice. Chris.
I've heard that before.
Too many S's. Way too many S's. That's not going to sound good. People are going to be like, oh, God, pretty hard S you got
Obviously,
there.
it's a demon, because with that many S's, it's speaking in parcel tongue.
There you go. He tried to brush it off as a vivid dream, but the next night it came again. And this time, he saw it. A tall shadow darker than the dark around it, standing at the edge of his bed.
Did it have a hat?
It had no features. No face. Just a form. Vague, shimmering. And it moved. Slowly. Like it was pushing against something thick and invisible. Chris was paralyzed. He couldn't scream. Couldn't even blink. He just watched as the shadow leaned forward, closer. Inches from his face, and then it said it again. Chris. When he woke, the room was empty. His body drenched in sweat, but his right arm burned. He flipped on the light and found 3 long, jagged scratches down the inside of his forearm. Not deep, but red and raw. He didn't own a cat. He'd gone to sleep in a t-shirt. His arms had been under the blankets. There was no explanation that he could find. Over the next 2 weeks, the visits escalated. Always around 3 a.m., classic. The shadow grew more solid. Sometimes it moved to different parts of the room. Once he was crouched by the window. Another time he saw it reflected in the hallway mirror. Except when he turned his head, there was nothing there. And another time he found it in the corner, losing its religion. No, it's fine. Desperate, he contacted a local paranormal instigator named Valerie.
Instigator.
Investigator. But also kind of instigator, if you think about it. That's what they do. Are there any ghosts in here? Clang, 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 clang. Come out, you clang, clang. You're like, oh, okay, well, I guess you woke me from the dead. All right.
And then they make up whatever sound they think they heard on their little voice box.
Well, you don't have to make...
Tell me. It said me.
Well, and there he goes saying again. It's fine.
Sorry.
It's fine. Just 50 beeps. People are going to be like, what the fuck are they saying?
I mean, they shouldn't smack us down every time we say a word like that.
Especially a word that's so common in every genre across, like the most popular genre in the world is nothing but, right?
Yeah. This is America. This is what we do.
This is what we do, all right? Take note, the world. It's fine.
I think they know.
Yeah, it's probably been broadcast once or twice. A local paranormal investigator named Valerie, who had worked on several well-documented hauntings in California. She brought EMF readers and voice recorders. Her equipment registered several unexplained temperature drops in what she described as high EM fields with no electrical sources nearby. The audio recorded on one of her devices included a faint whisper, hard to make out. Sometimes it's hard to make out
when you're whispering.
That's true. But when played in reverse, it clearly said, "Let me in."
Played it in reverse.
Hell yeah, we're going back to like 80s metal.
Yeah,
it would have been.
We need Tipper Gore back in here to judge this story.
Wow, you like that reference? Gen Z? They're like, who is that? And then they're also looking at us and being like, who is that? So suck one, all right?
I mean,
That's fine.
Go look it up. It's fascinating.
See if there's any ghosts in here while we're reading this. She told Chris not to engage, to ignore it, to sleep with lights on.
What?
And mirrors covered.
That's the worst paranormal investigator ever. Don't do anything.
But ignoring it only made it angrier. He began waking up with pressure on his chest, shortness of breath. Once he felt fingers on his throat. Oh, yeah.
I think this is my favorite called. It's a succubus. I
this
remember.
Might be a kinky little succubus.
I like them succubuses.
That's true. He moved out shortly after that, left the bed, the furniture, even most of his clothes. Took only his keys and his car and didn't look back. He never experienced another episode, but sometimes when he drives past that part of Bakersfield at night, he swears he feels eyes on him. Yeah. And this actually did a AMA in 2018 as well. He's like pretty much just being like, I was haunted for a spell. Ask me anything. Unfortunately, I can't go back in time and ask Chris questions, but...
Because Chris is dead.
Chris questions. It's fine. It's fine. What do you think of that, Christian? Outside of it's definitely 100% real and you believe everything paranormal and spiritual. We did it. Congrats, everyone. High five.
That is not true.
Okay. Oh, is that what you feel about the story or what I said?
Both.
Knew it.
I mean, obviously you're seeing something when you have sleep paralysis. That's
you are
very obvious to me. It's just, why are you seeing it? And
is it demons?
What if it's the watchers checking in on to make sure the algorithm's running right on the simulation? And that's the only time we can see them. But that is why we have a sleep paralysis at that time, because they have to keep us in that state to observe properly. But sometimes we do open our eyes and see them sitting on our chest pervertedly.
What are you doing on my chest? Will I sleep? That's twice. That's an assault. That's assault. Lock them up. Call the cops on shadow people.
Speaking of salt, if you just put a ring of salt around your bed, you might be safe.
Nobody was speaking of salt, Christian, obviously.
I know, but it rhymed.
Sure.
Assault, salt.
Assault, salt. Yeah. It's when you throw salt in someone's eyes. And you run away from an assault. Why am I so thirsty all the time? Am I dying?
Probably because you just got over being sick.
I said all the time, Christian, not just the last few days.
Maybe
I'm constantly getting over being sick.
Maybe you need to drink more water.
I think the problem was that I'm drinking too much water.
No such thing.
You can die from drinking too much water, Christian. That's a thing.
I know it is a thing. I just wanted to see.
Have you ever tried pushing that limit and be like, how close can I get to this?
No.
Sometimes I think about it. Like at night, I'll be like super thirsty and I have to count like how many of these bottles of water have I drank in the last
You'd probably have to drink
hours.
a case.
No, it was something. It wasn't as much as like it wasn't a crazy amount of water. That's the scary thing.
Yeah, but it's an amount of water that would be hard to ingest.
It was like 6 of the maybe like 50. Yeah, maybe it's like 300 ounces, which isn't a ton. Surprisingly, I can knock back like a 50-ounce, 1.5 liter in almost like one sitting. Just,
Yeah, but you couldn't keep going.
You don't know that. You don't know the level.
Well, you
that I
better not
take
test it out. You're responsible
Can you
for my
imagine that?
grandchildren.
Can you imagine that? Local paranormal podcaster passes away from being too thirsty. I will. playing highlights of this show. Just
with Sarah McLachlan singing.
Slow motion.
Then put an ugly ass dog that's been abused on screen next to you. You all know the commercial I'm talking about.
There's already one on screen next to me.
I'm a Leo.
Yeah, you establish that every chance you get. And it's to the point now where I don't know if it's parody or if you genuinely are just like, it's like, are you conceited?
Yes.
Or, oh, well, there you go. Hey,
I wouldn't use conceited, confident, but other people use conceited.
So other people for you use conceited.
They have.
But you're like, no, it's consonant. Wow. Confidence.
Yes.
Apparently I don't have confidence in saying that word. It's fine. I don't know. Sleep paralysis, man. Getting full circle, brought it back. Way to go, me. I am there. If there is one thing I am truly grateful for on this earth, it's that I've never experienced sleep paralysis.
Oh, I have.
But not with the creepy demons, right?
Well, it opened my eyes.
Christian, it's infuriating that you had the opportunity to really test this out. And you're just like.
But I did think of something when you were reading the story. I was like, I think it mentioned the guy woke up drenched in sweat.
Hell yeah.
Whenever I get to that point, like my dreaming type, my lucid dreaming or whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
That's how I wake up. I'm like, maybe I can control it with an electric blanket. I can raise my body temperature and maybe produce these types of dreams. And then I will open my eyes just for the pod.
But isn't it like a cold sweat?
I mean, it's cold once you wake up and
you're drenched in wetness. Yeah. Yeah, that would be interesting to like force it.
I'm like, now I have to sleep on the other side of the bed.
Oopsie.
Do you ever, like one time I woke up after having one of those dreams and there was like the perfect outline of my body.
Like a chalk outline?
Yeah. It was weird.
You realize you just peed the bed and you're like, oopsie.
There have been times where I'm like, did I pee the bed? And I'm like,
you ever have those dreams where you're like, you really have to pee and you find a bathroom and you start and then you wake up and you're like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like where I was like, I swear like a little had to have dribbled out. Like I was in the dream, I was peeing. I'm like, this is great. And in the dream, I was like, wait a second. And then I woke up and I was like, wait a second.
In a panic.
Yeah. Wait a second. I got to get to a bathroom now. There's no time to waste. Luckily, I was like next to my son, so I could just blame it on him.
Luckily, I'm single, so nobody would know.
So nobody's going to judge you for it regardless. Yeah. Isn't that neat?
I could pee in my own bed and nobody's going to complain.
Christian, you have many takers that would probably be so thrilled to date you. Hit them up, 801-997-0051. And while you're on that voicemail line, listening to my voice talk about this show, tell us your spooky story, huh? And we'll close this episode out with our final story after a word from our sponsors. Folks, you may notice that I am wearing a Butterscotch Gang crew neck.
Why are you pointing at your breast?
Gently cupping my left breast. It's a cute little butterscotch man. And on the back, I'm not going to show you that.
Go to the website.
Go to thefreakydeaky.com/store and you can find it yourself. Our lovely group of listeners is called the Butterscotch Gang due to their geriatric nature. And so if you want to rock a Butterscotch Gang hoodie, crew neck, or t-shirt, you can find those at thefreakydeaky.com/store. Or if you'd like to rock some Sleep with the Lights On merch, which I need to get more uploaded. It's been a while since I've been able to design some merchandise. Maybe it's time Sleep with the lights on merch. Let's do it. Folks, this next and final story is called The Night Visitor. Julia always prided herself on being logical. Classic Julia. A project manager.
It's what we all tell ourselves. We're all logical, but none of us are.
We're all liars, yeah. A project manager from Manchester, she traveled to London frequently for work. In March of 2019, she booked a stylish Airbnb in Islington for a 2-week stay. It was a cozy studio in a converted Victorian townhouse. Modern appliances, white brick walls, and a large antique mirror hung above the bed. Oh yeah. She never gave it a second thought. Mirrors above the bed, that's got to just be a sex thing, right?
I don't know.
Right? I feel like there's a weird taboo associated with mirrors above the bed, but it's either like you're super conceited and just want to watch yourself, or it's a sex thing.
I think that's the way it was in the 60s and 70s. I'm not sure before then.
Now it just seems like a dangerous thing. You know, an earthquake out here, shake that bad boy loose, and you're just, oops, stabbed to death. Lots of reasons to get this video demonetized. It's fine. It's too late now. Anyhow, the first few nights were uneventful, but on the third night, she woke at exactly 3:33 a.m. Paralyzed. Her eyes were open, and she could see just enough in the dark to make out the outline of a man at the foot of the bed. He was tall, impossibly thin, wearing what looked like a long, dark coat. His arms hung unnaturally low, fingers nearly touching the floor. His head was tilted slightly to the left, and though she couldn't see his face clearly, Julia said she knew absolutely that he was looking at her. She stared, helpless and frozen in terror. After what felt like minutes, he slowly faded back into the darkness. The next morning, she dismissed it as sleep paralysis, stress, maybe the wine she'd had at dinner. But the next night, it happened again. Same time, same man. Only this time, he moved. She could hear faint. The top of the F was hidden. It was at the top of the page. And so it looked like it says she could hear taint shuffling. Nobody needs that. She could hear faint shuffling on the hardwood floor, and the antique mirror across from her bed fogged slightly at the edges. Then came the whisper, "Let me see." Barely audible, but distinct. She started leaving a light on, slept with headphones, tried staying awake until sunrise, but exhaustion always won. And the man always came. She finally messaged the Airbnb host asking if the property had any history. The host replied with a vague apology and admitted the previous tenant, who lived there full-time before the unit was listed, had died in the flat. Sorry, YouTube. It's fine. And yes, he'd mentioned hallucinations and sleep visitors in his journal. Julia never finished her booking. Curious and more than a little disturbed, she contacted a local historian and later learned that the townhouse had a long history of deaths, including 2 unexplained ones in the 1970s. She wasn't the first guest to complain either. A travel forum contained 3 separate reviews from different guests, all referencing odd dreams and a thin man who watches you sleep. Julia hasn't returned to London since.
Scared her so bad she won't even go into the whole city of London.
Now, let me tell you this. If I am looking at booking an Airbnb and any of the reviews, a single review says there's a terrifying thin man that watches you sleep.
Are you calling me to convince me to go stay there?
I'm 100% just being like, you know what? I'll just book a different Airbnb. It's fine. There's got to be another location.
Most people don't look that deep.
Yeah. Have you heard of a hostel? A hotel, perhaps? Stay at one of those bad boys.
A hostel? There's like a scary movie named Hostel.
There's 2 or 3 of them. Yeah.
It's not like Final Destination or Saw, but maybe eventually it will be.
Pretty grotesque. I'm pretty sure that's still, what's his name? What is his name? Oh, someone is yelling at their screen right now. What is his name?
James Wan?
No, it's the white.
Harvey Keitel?
No. Oh, that's going to piss me off so much.
The guy from Inglourious Bastards?
Yeah.
I can't think of his name either.
Right? Yeah.
Eli?
Yes, Roth. Eli Roth.
Yes.
Thank you. God, I'm sitting there, I'm like, It's just sitting right there like, hey, just say the name already, Scott. I'm right here. Say it. Spit it out. I'm like, I can't because I can't do it. That's fine. Eli Roth, yes. Pretty sure that was the Hostel guy. And I regret watching both of those movies because they were grotesque, as I mentioned previously. I can be a horror guy, but when it's like really gory and like flesh being ripped out, hey, sorry about it. Not interested, you know?
Yeah, that's a bridge too far.
Another war movie.
Yeah, give me the devil and some demons and stuff, but gore, bridge too far.
Yeah. Any kind of gore, you know? It could be Al.
Tipper.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, or blood. All three. Why not? That's fine.
Bull
gore.
Probably the other way around. Gored by a bull.
Okay. Well, folks, that's it.
Gourds. I don't like gourds either.
Not a big pumpkin guy.
Oh, I meant the name gourd.
Oh, not actually. You're fine with the gourds. You're cool with gourds,
but not
pumpkins.
The gourds.
Okay. Well, learning all kinds of fun stuff on this episode. Folks, has anyone out there had sleep paralysis? Do you suffer from this condition? And if so, what do you personally believe it is?
What have you seen?
What have you seen? Yeah, you can send those stories in if you want to be, maybe not for Sleep with the Lights On, but also maybe, or a freaky listener story, send that into the gang at thefreakydeaky.com. And if you're just way too busy and you're like, I don't want to have to send out an email. I don't want to have to do beep, 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 pop, pop, pop for 2 minutes on my computer. I don't want to do that. Just comment it where you're at and go beep, beep, pop, pop, pop on your computer or phone, whatever works, honestly. And I'll take it from there. Just say, hey, put this in a freaky listener story episode and do this motion after you hit send. And I'll take care of it. Shove your ass?
No.
No. Work me like a puppet is what I'm saying. Don't shove your ass anywhere. That's frowned upon. But this episode's gotten away from me. And there's no backing out now. Now we just have to sit in the discomfort until inevitably the credits roll and it says, hey, have you got a freaky story of your own? And it says the same thing that I just said to you. And that's fine.
You could totally back out if you wouldn't have shoved your hand up there.
No, I didn't even shove my hand. I shoved my ass, which is even harder. I'm like a bumblebee, just shoving my ass like anything that may threaten the hive, you know? Anyway, so I guess sleep with the lights on, because you never really know whose ass may be shoved in your direction.
Be scared